What matters to you? Commitment? Dedication? Precision? Connection? Catching fish? Good. That matters to us too.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve Owens, one of your tournament directors with the Georgia Bass Nation Kayak Series, and this is your angler briefing for event number one of the 2026 season. The event is December 13th, 2025 on Lake Lanier. This is our fourth season with a larger schedule we're working on. This is our third season with 8 events. You all gave us a great attendance last year, and we're happy to be back with a lot of good sponsors. They keep adding to, as y'all know, December, January is really when I start getting traction with sponsors committing for the season. So those will be coming out more as the weeks and the new year come in. So we want to welcome back Dugout Bait and Tackle as one of our title sponsors, along with Sniper Marine being our big bass sponsor for the season. Carl Black of Kennesaw, I should say, Chevy, GMC, and Buick dealer are giving us again. We've got $1,000 for that Angler of the Year. And I want to congratulate Joseph Gayton on taking that home, and Tom Kazmierski for winning the Georgia Bass Nation Championship on Lake Lanier earlier this year. So those people are back. Tourney X again, we're back, scored on them and by them. We've got the GSM umbrella companies back with us. So the Yamamoto baits, we've got should have some Phoenix rods. We've got Little Miami Outfitters, which is a very good rod made by one of our anglers out of Ohio, Brandon Palmer. We're bringing in possibly another swim bait company. We've got Newport and Native back, working on a few other things. We've got Truck Specialties in Cartersville, Georgia. That's if you're needing a truck cap, cargo liners, you need a deck box, lighting, anything that you can think of to put on a truck or an SUV or even a car. We'll help you out there in Cartersville. So this is you all saw, many of you asked for a cold water event, and so here we got it. Last year, event number one in January did pretty decent. Y'all had some crappy weather. Earlier in the week, I had gotten some messages and screenshots of some of this weather. Saturday supposed to be in the 20s with some super high winds, and now it looks like it's going to be in the 60s. So welcome to the South. But that's why I made the post, just to let you, whoever was concerned, know that we are looking at these things, and we'll always look at them. So appreciate all of you coming in this season. We've had a great time. You all support our sponsors really, really well. So we just want to continue to grow it. We appreciate all the support that you give Dugout Bait and Tackle and all the kayak shops in the state and in the surrounding area. Because it's hard. Retail's tough, and so we're going to get to what's going on this weekend. The top 10% from this event will make it to the Georgia Bass Nation Kayak Series Championship, to be determined, the lake to be determined later on in the season. Well, hopefully very soon. Y'all keep those suggestions coming in. We're moving it to August because that we're having the Bassmaster Kayak Series Championship for 2026 at the end of the season towards October, to become a standalone event ourselves. So we'll be fishing in August, and I know that sucks sometimes, but I mean, dude, I just look at it as competition. I'm going to show up and fish somewhere against everybody. So getting into this, you all know you got to be a Bassmaster paid dues member as well as Bass Nation. So far, you all did a pretty good job getting your dues paid. I've had to remind some people, but that's okay because, you know, I'm the one that does this, and I know when things have to be done, and sometimes you all don't. And it's a little bit confusing because this is we are fishing in 2025, but the dues have already expired, so these are for 2026. So get into the safety for this event. Your PFD must be worn at all times. If you've got cold weather gear on, then that PFD needs to be on the outside of that. If once the day warms up on you, you're allowed to take that PFD off, take your warm clothes off, and then put your clothes back on. That's absolutely okay to do. Just make certain that you put your PFD back on, because if we see that it's not on, then we'll have to discuss penalties or potential disqualification on that, because that's something that there's no excuse for not having. We all forget, so we give as much grace as we can everywhere in the rules. So not every infraction deserves a disqualification. There's uh-ohs that happen that we can levy penalties on. That continues to let an angler fish, and just keeps the series on the up and up still by enforcing the rules. So anglers, we typically you need a safety whistle in your kayak. Motorized kayaks, if we're launching before safe light, you need red and green navigation lights as well as a white 360 light. If you don't have a motor, and if we're launching before safe light, then you have to have a white 360 light. If you've got a motor, and sometimes these lights go flip out on you, if your navigation lights go out on you, just stow your motor, put it back up, and then go under manpower until it gets daylight, and then you're allowed to use your motor again. If you don't have any lighting, then you need to stay at the bank until safe light happens. Shouldn't have that problem this weekend. We're a one motor kayak per event and practice in this series. No spare motors allowed. Um, let someone know where you're launching if you can. If you don't know anyone or you're traveling, be sure to let me know, and that way, if something comes up and we find your vehicle, or and you're not there, then we know where you're at, and we can have safety personnel come after you. So, it's $75 entry fee. There's a $5 Sniper Marine Big Bass side pot. We're going to continue to take up money for Real Heroes and Purple Heart Homes for the next little while. So we appreciate you all making those donations. This is a 5 fish limit with a 12-inch minimum length. The identifier code can be written on your hand, an index card, or even your measuring device. If you write it on your hand, be careful that it doesn't get smudged, or you don't accidentally cover it up with your sleeve, or you leave your cold weather gloves on and just don't put it in the picture altogether. We need that 3-digit code. It's on your TourneyX app, and I'll leave that to you all to look up. That way there's no confusion if I mispronunciate something or anything like that. Don't trust your buddy at the ramp either, because sometimes they make mistakes too. So check it out for yourself. Headquarters this weekend is going to be at the Hammonds Fishing Center in Cumming, Georgia. That's where your awards are going to be. We appreciate it if you all would show up for awards. The prizes are a little light for this tournament. Again, as I mentioned, they're still coming in, and they'll still be coming in until the early part of next year. Your event boundaries are posted on TourneyX there. All anglers are permitted to launch or fish public water on Lake Lanier. Your launch boundaries or accesses will be public ramps, pay ramps that are open to the public, and public access areas. The Chestatee River, anglers are allowed to launch at the Lumpkin City Park and fish above or below. And on the Hooch, you're allowed to launch at the Lula Park Bridge and fish above or below. No portaging in this event. You cannot get out, drag, or whatever. You can get to the side of somewhere and take your photographs if you want to. You are allowed to take out at a boat ramp and go to another one if you want to. You don't have to check in and out on the app. I prefer that you do, just so that I know where you're at if something happens, but you don't have to. So you're allowed to take out and relaunch. You're allowed to use multiple places throughout the day. That's not a problem. Your official times for this event on Friday today, 12/12 25. Sorry, I keep wanting to go 2026. Um, Official practice is over. You need to be out of the water. You can't get back into the water until tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, when you get to the boat ramps, please rig your kayak and your tackle in your parking spot. Please don't do it on the boat ramp. Don't do it on the side of the boat ramps. Don't do it in the in the travel lane. Be respectful of everyone's time and do that in your parking spot. Please launch your watercraft. And once you've done that, go back to park. Make sure you lock it up. get back to your kayak, make sure you got all your safety equipment, identifier, your board, and your phone, and then take off. You're allowed to launch and stay in close proximity of the boat ramp so that you're out of the way of boat traffic. And then at 6:45 Eastern time, make sure you check your phones and your fish finders. Eastern time, you're allowed to launch. Lines in is at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're going to fish for 8 hours until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You've got 45 minutes to upload your fish. That's 3:45 Eastern Time. And then we're going to meet at 4 o'clock at Hammond's Fishing Center, again in Cumming, Georgia. Parking there is a little tricky, especially on a Saturday. You never know what's going to go on. There are boat tournaments on Lake Lanier. It seems like every day, but especially this Saturday. There's one of the bigger tournament series, I think, fishing there. So be mindful of boats. They don't always see you. So only go where you're comfortable going. Know your skill level, know your kayak, whether it can withstand boat wake or not, until it gets good and safe light. And then if you feel if you're in danger at any point, the first thing you need to do is get out of the way somewhere. If you run into an emergency situation, your first thing to do is to call the emergency response team. And then if you're able to, you can call me and we'll see what we can do from there. If we know anyone out on the water, if it's not a life or death situation, if we can get someone to you, then that's what we'll do. So once we're done with awards, as I mentioned, the top 10% of this event will make it to the Georgia Bass Nation Kayak Series tournament. I've included some pictures of examples of scoreable fish. You are allowed to pinch the tail, get it into scoring position. I just need to be able to see the end of the tail lobe. You can have your hand on the fish. You can hold on to the fish all the way up to just short of the eyeball. Don't play around and get too close because you're going to cover the eyeball, and then I'm going to have to disqualify that fish. If you've got any questions about your fish throughout the day, if there's a penalty or deduction, you won't be contacted. You need to check your stringer throughout the day in the manage catch option on your TourneyX app. If you've submitted a 22-inch bass and you look and it's scored at 21.5, then you need to contact me. You should have a push notification that says it was deducted, and that would be a cracked mouth penalty most likely. And then you have the opportunity to delete that fish and upload a better picture where it could be scored based off of the quality of your photograph. Don't crop, rotate, shade, tilt, do anything to the images. They need to be untouched and in their original form. We can do all of that on the back end if we need to. If that's done to the images, it messes up the data and we'll disqualify that fish. That's about it. Make sure the mouth is closed, touch it facing the left, orientated left on your measuring board, touching the bump board with the belly down. Be careful if you use an identifier card and lay it on your board that you don't cover up the numbers. A lot of times the tail will cover up the number, and then your identifier card cuts off a number, and we can't score the fish because we don't see any numbers on your board. So be very careful of that. The main thing above all else is check your photograph before you let your fish go. Take your picture as directly overhead as you can of that fish, because if it's at too much of an angle, it makes it hard for us to see the eyeball. It also makes it very hard for us to check the mouth closed. And so we may have to kick that fish out if we can't see your picture that well. If your fish has got a messed up eyeball, take a video of that fish laying on your board and then you picking it up and releasing it and let us see it swim off. And then you can hold on to that video, shoot it to us on Facebook Messenger, email it to us, or text it to us. But the main thing is that you have that video, and if we need it, we'll contact you. You worry about your fishing day, but you do need to have that video is all that we need, so we can check it at a later time. So don't want you to spend a lot of time trying to get that stuff transferred to me. I want you to be able to catch as good a quality of fish as you can. So again, want to thank all of you for a great season in 2025. 2026 is going to be great. Event number 2 is going to be Saturday, January the 24th on Lake Seminole. We're partnering with Florida Bass Nation Kayak Series down there again. They've been restructured, revamped, and they're kicking it in the rear right now, man. They've got such a good thing going, just like we do here in our state. So pretty excited about that event. Hope you all can make the drive down. And then we'll kick it back up this way on Alatoona and these other blueback herring lakes that you all love. So appreciate everybody. If you got any questions, reach out to me. If I've missed anything, we'll get that clarified. But again, if you hadn't already, go to www.GABNKS.com and get your dues and your waiver caught up. So appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe. We'll see you at Hammond's. Get there as quick as you can, as I say, but be safe. Parking is a little aggravating, real tight. Typically, if the beauty shop should be closed, we can park up behind it on the hill where the beauty shop is. So if you need anything, reach out to me. Be safe. Watch out for one another. Communicate with one another. If you see something going on, discuss it with each other. That way we can get it handled, and it's not maybe a disqualification. Maybe it's something that, anglers can be worked out. But the main thing is a lot of infractions are typically safety related. And I'd rather you guys work it out on the water so that person is safe than me even knowing about it, to be honest with you. I would rather that happen than to have a report after the fact that there was a safety violation and that angler be in an accident and sadly even possibly die. So handle it with one another and then contact me. So I would really appreciate that. That'll go a long way in the integrity of the sport. But the main thing above integrity, believe it or not, is everybody's safety. So appreciate everything y'all do. It's fun coming down there, messing around with you Georgia guys. I'm a Tennessee guy up here. So y'all take care of yourself. And again, we want to thank you for supporting Carl Black Chevrolet, Sniper Marine, Dugout Bait and Tackle, Sniper Marine, and just all the shops that are in your local area. I obviously would love to sell you something from a company that I represent, but the main thing being, if you can do it, buy it from somebody that you know, a place that you can walk in, shake somebody's hand, that you're helping pay their bills and feed their family as well as other families in our area. So thank you so much for all y'all do. See y'all tomorrow. Take care.
What matters to you? Commitment, dedication, precision, connection. Catching fish? Good. That matters to us too.